Next is Marie Gray, and you've got 2 submissions, so I don't know if you want to run them together or whether you want to start one and... Do you want to traverse
I'll give
them?
my personal submission first.
Okay, we'll do your first one, the 3-minute one first. Right, cool. Thank you.
Kia ora koutou, nei rā te mihi mai o hā kia koutou. So I'm here today on behalf of myself and my whānau. I've got my kids up the back, and it's actually my kids while I'm here today, because I think it's on all of us that actually this is not a nice to have. This is actually about leaving our children and our grandchildren with a habitable planet. And we responded to COVID-19 like it's an emergency, but actually climate change has been a slow-moving train wreck. And actually all of us have been way too slow to take action in this area. All of us, the central government, local government, us individuals have, I think, just hoped it would sort itself out. And actually we have to make significant change to how we live our life. So some key points. The programs of work have huge potential, but what we actually need to see is a detailed plan around each of those programs and with urgency, because that's what we need to see to actually know whether we're going to meet the goals. So this is just kind of a first step. Rate rises. I am more than prepared to pay more in rates to tackle this crisis because I do not want to see this burden onto my children. The long-term plan and annual plan process have to uphold the climate change strategy. And there are many elements of the long-term plan, which is a 10-year plan, which actually undermine the climate change strategy. And that's really worrying. An example of the Sustainability Fund and Biodiversity Fund being cut by 5% for 10 years. That fund should be like, I don't know, doubled, tripled, not cut. I also want to talk about cycleways. Now, Christchurch is leading the way in cycleways, actually, in terms of when you look at other cities. But the truth is actually what we currently have is not enough, and it's not fast enough. And I just urge you to be really courageous in the space of the cycleways. I know there's controversy. Like I read the comments on Facebook. And I know it's a really hard thing from a political point of view, but actually, if we want to get people out of their cars, we need safe, accessible cycleways. And we also need to connect the bus network and the cycleways. You know, I am constantly looking at how can I get from A to B without taking my car? And it is not easy. I'm actually saving for an e-bike because it is not easy to do. And working with ECAN on the bus routes and connecting them with cycleways will be critical. So in summary, I actually support the draft strategy. I think it's on the right track, but the devil is in the detail, and what we need to see is bold leadership from the council in this area.
Very good. Well, you've just summed that up in a perfect
3 minutes
time frame.
I've had some experience with submissions.